All eyes then on Ola, the mega IPO that is all set to open. The co-founder and CMD, Bhavish Aggarwal, spoke to ET Now saying that they want to be the technology maker of the future and not the technology taker. Let's hear out this exclusive interaction with Nikunj talking about how this is going to help them de-risk from any technological changes, along with the CFO as well.
Ola Electric has two main businesses. One is the automotive business and one is the cell business. And automotive is today the scooter portfolio we have. We have a leading scooter portfolio in EVs in India. And we've also announced in our launch event last year, as well as our DRHP and our RHP now, that we are soon going to get into motorbikes. And you will hear more about that in the very near future. 15th August is coming up, our annual launch day. So scooters, now motorbikes. But stepping back broadly, EV is actually the biggest disruption in automotive in a century. And I think globally there's no debate now that EV is the future of automotive. Only question is when, how long will it take, and who will be the leaders in this journey. So we've actually built a very strong business model and foundation to enable strong EV penetration into the Indian automotive market. We started with scooters, and then we really invested into building the cell as a core foundation. And for your viewers, I really want to say that just like in ICE, the engine was the heart of the vehicle, be it a two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler. In EVs, the cell is the heart of the vehicle. And we've been working on our own cell technology and manufacturing for the last 4 years. We've been given the largest allocation of the cell PLI by the government of India, 20 gigawatt hour. And our factory, or the Gigafactory, comes online early next year. We're already in the trial production phase with the phase 1A of 1.5 gigawatt hour. So all of this combined really creates a very strong ecosystem, vertically integrated manufacturing play for electrification. And this, we believe, will accelerate and continue to give a tailwind to the EV penetration in India.
Harish, when the last round was done, or the last P round was done, the cell business was at a nascent stage. Now things have picked up. You're closer to your motorcycle launch. But in terms of the valuations at which you're going public, even though the timeline has got extended, valuations have come down. Was there a conscious move that you wanted to do the IPO valuation lower than what the last round of funding was, Harish?
So Nikunj, a couple of points here. One is the cell project which we have announced. It's not a new project. We have been in it for 3 years in our cell journey. We started with R&D. The factory was made in record time, and it's already started trial production. As Bhavish mentioned, it will go commercially live pretty soon. Now, valuation is a different aspect of it. While the business continues in its aggressive growth roadmap, the valuation is something where we have looked at valuation. We have priced it very aggressively for the Indian public, Indian institutional, Indian investors to participate in our journey of value creation, of growth, because we believe that this whole EV ecosystem which we have a mission to create and build is just not, it's very unique for India, but it's for entire country. And hence we want the retail and we want institutions to grow with us. The valuation, we have priced it very aggressively, and we want the whole ecosystem to grow along with us.
And if I can add a little bit to that, Nikunj, we've left money on the table for investors to really, more and more investors to feel excited about our story and come join our cap table in that sense.
I understand that, but it's a business where there is a manufacturing business in two-wheeler, motorcycle will be launched, car would be launched, and there is a battery business. So the valuations which you've arrived at, what methodology which was followed? Typically when companies go public, they follow traditional yardsticks. Ola is not a traditional company, it's a new age company, and it is expanding in high growth areas. So what's the benchmark which one should look at to judge, ye company महंगी है, सस्ती है?
I think, Nikunj, महंगी या सस्ती तो actually आपको हमारे growth देख के पता चल जाएगा. FY24 we grew 90% revenue over FY23. FY23 was 6x growth over FY22. And along with growth, our profitability percentages are improving. EBITDA margin has improved over the last year significantly. So I think the trajectory of the business is where it is. It's fairly strong. And the opportunity that we're growing into, like I mentioned, is huge. All of automotive over time will get converted to electrification is our belief. And we are actually the leaders in India in EVs in building this. Now, pricing, obviously is a judgment call taken with multiple factors, with multiple stakeholders advising us. And like we said, we believe we have priced it aggressively, left money on the table for investors to really feel excited about the story. Because we also want investors to be part of this story going forward. This is a long-term story. We are a very young company. It's a 4-5-year-old company. And this EV transition, energy transition of India will be a 10-20-year story ahead. So there's a lot of potential to continue to grow this business in the future.
Bhavish, but you'll appreciate that the businesses in which you currently are businesses where competition is intensifying. Let's look at the two-wheeler business. First, the incumbent said, no, we will not get there. Now they are coming into the entire EV business. So competition is intensifying. Second, the battery business. It involves a lot of R&D. Technology is changing, and the best of the best companies are investing in the battery business. So how is Ola Electric planning to really ensure that they have a leg up when competition is only intensifying?
See, Nikunj, you're right. 3 years ago when we started, 15th August 2021, when we launched our first scooter, everybody was dismissive. कि India में कौन EV खरीदता है, and this is not for India. And now if look at the market, in Q1 FY25, which was last quarter, this is all public data, our market share actually was 47%. So, and the market has grown. 3 years ago it was nothing, and the market has grown significantly. And if incumbents are now finally seeing the light of the day that EV is the future, I think it's great. It's great for the Indian industry, because more the merrier. The more people will invest into electrification, the more EV penetration will grow. And the more Indian consumers will find that there is a lot of sense in buying EVs versus ICE. So it's good to see others join the party. Thoda der aaye durust aaye, but chalo aaye to sahi. So, but as people come in the end, the competitive advantage will be based on technical and manufacturing strength in the EV domain. And we have been investing into EV R&D, EV technology, and EV manufacturing, EV supply chains for the last 4 years. We have very significant vertical integration across key EV components. And the highlight of that is our own lithium cell, which is coming out next year. And we have built a fairly large manufacturing and supply chain footprint, which is EV-centric. So as incumbents come on towards the EV bandwagon, they will have to actually build those capabilities. And I do hope they build, because it's great for the country for if more people, companies contribute to building India as a global EV hub. It's great for India, and it'll be great for us just by virtue of being the leader of the EV ecosystem.
Harish, you would also appreciate the fact that government support also has been quite strong, which is that whether it is in form of PLI schemes or whether it is coming because of the FLAME support. Independently, these schemes will not last permanently, because FLAMES 1, 2, 3 changes are happening. PLI schemes, well, they have a limited scope in terms of the benefit. So Harish, what happens to the long-term picture of Ola Electric if these crutches are not there?
Okay, so if you look at how the scheme and the FAME, etc., have moved over the years, and we have to look at FAME scheme differently, we have to look at the PLI part differently, and we'll discuss that independently. So FAME is a consumer subsidy, and we have seen it taper down from a high of 40% to now an absolute number of 10,000 rupees per unit. And though there is a FAME 3 on the anvil coming up pretty soon, but we see that tapering off. And that's actually the right thing to do from a government perspective, from an ecosystem perspective. It has acted as a catalyst over the last 2 to 3 years, and it has given the momentum at a consumer level, which is great, and which has enabled industry growth, etc. But it will always taper off, and that's what it will happen. PLI is a support to an investment philosophy of the country in manufacturing, and that's where PLI actually plays a very strong role, and we are uniquely positioned to have availed 2 PLIs, the PLI on the auto side and PLI on the cell side. So we have those 2 packages with us. So PLI is a government support to enable investment in the manufacturing ecosystem. And as these also are very significant catalyst of capital and growth, allowing the business to mature over a certain time frame, whereby they reach a certain stage where beyond PLI, the business reaches a steady state and business matures, the profitability matures, the margins mature, and so on. So these act as the catalyst in that journey.
Bhavish Aggarwal has multiple businesses. Mobility, Ola Electric, moving into AI, and knowing Bhavish Aggarwal, I'm sure he'll incubate more businesses. So how much time will Ola Electric get? 24 घंटे हैं भैया भावेश भाई दिन में.
You know, Ola Electric gets my full time, Nikunj. Ola Electric is in a phase where there's a very strong growth. I spend almost all of my time, and you know, my time as an entrepreneur is all my time, not 8 hours a day, right? It's more than 70 hours a week, as the public debate is. So, मेरा पूरा time committed है on Ola Electric. I am focusing on building the absolute foundation of the future of the EV industry. We have other businesses in the group. We have very strong teams running all parts of our group. And those teams make sure they manage the day-to-day business. My involvement is there in strategic aspects. But from Ola Electric's perspective, I'm 100% involved in every little detail of the company.
Harish, last but one question. When will the real benefits of integration and operating leverage scale and scale will kick in for Ola Electric? Will it be FY 26, 27 or 28?
So you see, Nikunj, we have already
Shall
seen...
I answer that?
Yeah,
Sorry.
please. Yeah. No, please.
So Nikunj, you will see we'll be announcing our Q1 results very soon. You will see operating leverage in the near future, and you've already seen operating leverage in our results in FY24, which are in the RHP. So you've seen EBITDA improve from -43 to -19%. In just 1 year, and further manufacturing, like we said, is an operating leverage business. As we are growing volumes, operating leverage keeps improving. So exact timeline is hard to put, but you see it happening as we speak.
I'm just going to draw a parallel here. Dipinder Goyal solved the problem of food delivery. VSS was able to create a brilliant fintech platform. Nykaa, a great online store in terms of beauty solutions. If somebody is betting on Bhavish Aggarwal, what is that problem he's trying to solve? What is the solution he's finding? And how is he planning to take care of the shareholders also? Because you have to map and match a lot of sudden demands now.
Nikunj, Ola Electric is building India's EV future, and we are a mission-driven company. You know, at Ola Electric, we want to really create India into a global EV hub. And it's not a 2, 3 year, 5 year story. It's going to be a multi-decade story, because EV is a journey which is just starting off in the world, and especially in India. And there's a lot of ground to cover. We have just scratched the surface. Ola Electric, you know, in 10 years, if we look back and say we helped create India into a global EV hub, we feel that we will feel satisfied with our efforts. And obviously, we're bringing this company to market early. We are pricing it aggressively so that investors, retail investors, institutional, domestic investors, foreign investors, all are able to take part in this growth story we have ahead of us.
What about risk of change of technology, especially in the battery business? Innovation, billions of dollars are being spent there. From lithium to hydrogen, I don't know how the future would move. But there is a real threat of technology changing the way how energy storage business would move. How are you insulating yourself to ensure that the technology medium which you are betting on, that remains relevant?
Nikunj, there's a very important paradigm difference here. You know, for too long, companies, especially in India, have been technology takers, not technology makers. And you know, when you're a technology taker, the risk of technology change affects you much more. But when you're a technology maker, you actually create the technology of the future and you de-risk yourself. So our strategy has always been to be the technology maker of the future, not the technology taker of the future. And in that sense, that's the most simple strategic way of de-risking ourselves from technology change, by creating the capabilities, by doing the investments into R&D to be the technology maker of the future.